Chosen one, you did not stumble upon this message by chance. Heaven orchestrated this very moment. The Spirit of God led you here because there is something shifting in your atmosphere, a divine instruction, a supernatural assignment, and a release of wealth that has your name on it. This is not coincidence. This is calling. You have entered a prophetic moment where faith meets fulfillment. The heavens are open and the angels are moving on divine command. God says, I am transferring resources, wisdom, and favor into the hands of my chosen, those who will steward it for kingdom purpose. You are standing on holy ground, on the edge of a supernatural financial breakthrough. What you do in this hour will determine what heaven releases next. Anointed one, the delay has expired. The door of divine opportunity is before you. As it is written in Deuteronomy 8:18, for it is the Lord your God who gives you power to get wealth, that he may establish his covenant. That power is being activated in you now. So quiet your spirit. Heaven is speaking. This word is your confirmation, your calling, and your command. Move, because your appointed time has come. Chosen one, heaven is speaking again, and this time the message carries your name. You didn't stumble here. You were led here, guided by divine orchestration, drawn by a spiritual frequency that only those marked by heaven can hear. God says, I have given you the plan. I have shown you the vision. I have whispered the instruction in your spirit. Now, move. For too long, many have prayed for direction when heaven already gave it. You've fasted, you've waited, you've sought confirmation, yet deep within, you already know what God said. This is not the time for another sign. It's time for movement. The next chapter of your life will not be written by words, but by obedience. Anointed one, heaven has entered a season of divine acceleration, and you are part of that move. November is not just another page on the calendar. It is a divine portal, a sacred window where spiritual momentum meets earthly manifestation. This is the month where what you do will speak louder than what you say. I know what hesitation feels like. I've been there, standing at the edge of something holy, trying to make sense of an instruction that didn't make logical sense. I remember praying, Lord, give me a sign, and hearing nothing but silence. But later I realized the silence was not absence, it was confirmation. God had already spoken, and heaven was waiting on me to move. Chosen one, you're in that same place now. God is saying, I'm waiting on your action. The Red Sea didn't part until Moses stretched his hand. The miracle didn't happen until movement began. The door you're praying for will not open until you walk toward it. Heaven responds not to potential, but to purpose in motion. This is the month of divine execution. Heaven is not impressed by how much you pray if you never obey. November will separate those who talk about faith from those who walk by faith. You've asked for clarity, but what heaven is demanding now is courage. Stop asking, what if I fail? And start asking, what if obedience unlocks what I've been praying for? Because it will. God doesn't call the qualified, He qualifies the called. Your obedience is the key that unlocks what's been waiting on the other side of fear. And hear me, this is not just about you. Your obedience in this season is tied to someone else's deliverance. Someone's answer, someone's open door, someone's breakthrough depends on your yes. Heaven has already positioned the angels, opened the doors, and set the stage. All that's missing is your movement. When Noah built the ark, it wasn't raining. When Peter stepped out of the boat, the storm didn't stop. When Esther stood before the king, she wasn't sure of the outcome, but obedience turned ordinary moments into supernatural history. Chosen one, your obedience will do the same. What you build in obedience today will protect generations tomorrow. What you sow in faith this month will multiply beyond your lifetime. You are standing on sacred ground, the intersection of divine instruction and eternal impact. Don't wait until you feel ready. Move before you see proof. Act before you understand. Because faith is not about certainty, it's about trust. And trust is what activates heaven's favor. Heaven's strategies are being released right now, but only the movers will manifest them. The dreamers will see visions, but the obedient will walk in them. The intercessors will hear promises, but the executors will inherit them. Chosen one, this is your moment. Heaven is waiting for your sound, the sound of surrender, the sound of faith, the sound of movement. The winds of destiny are shifting in your favor, and divine alignment is being activated around you even as you listen. This is not the month for hesitation, it is the month for holy execution. Every step you take in faith will be multiplied by heaven's hand. Every act of obedience will echo in eternity. And every seed you plant, in faith, in courage, in obedience, will return as divine overflow. The Lord is saying tonight, move and watch me multiply. Chosen one, there are moments in life when heaven's clock strikes a divine hour, and that moment demands immediate response. November is one of those moments. There is divine urgency in the spirit realm. The winds of heaven are shifting, and the Lord is repositioning his people for what's coming next. Not every door stays open forever. There are windows in time that heaven opens only once, and those who move when it opens walk into destiny. Those who hesitate watch it close. This month, hesitation will cost too much. Heaven is not waiting for perfection, it's waiting for participation. You may have felt it, that stirring in your spirit, that restlessness that won't let you sleep the same. It's not anxiety, it's activation. It's heaven shaking your spirit so you won't stay where you don't belong. What you're feeling is not pressure, it's prophecy. God is pushing you into motion because there's a release attached to your obedience. I've learned this firsthand. There was a season when I prayed for open doors but refused to walk through the small ones God had already opened. I wanted the palace, but I wasn't faithful in the hallway. It wasn't until I obeyed in the small things, the inconvenient, uncomfortable, humbling things, that the larger ones began to unfold. I realized that heaven funds movement, not intention. Chosen one, heaven will only finance what you're willing to execute. The supernatural is not activated by comfort, it's activated by courage. Don't wait for certainty, move with conviction. Don't wait for full understanding, move with faith. This is the season of divine execution. God is not watching your intentions, He's watching your response. Your obedience this month will become the key that unlocks your next season. Every instruction you obey is a seed that heaven will multiply. Think about this. Peter didn't wait for the storm to stop before he stepped out of the boat. He stepped into the storm, and that's where the miracle met him. The water didn't hold him before he stepped. It held him after he stepped. That's how faith works. You won't see the ground until you move your feet. Chosen one, this is your step out of the boat moment. Don't let fear hold you hostage to what's familiar. Don't let logic talk you out of what faith is demanding. Because this month, your purpose will collide with divine timing, and everything you do in obedience will echo in eternity. Heaven is releasing strategies right now, blueprints, ideas, visions, and divine instructions that carry financial breakthrough and supernatural promotion. But here's the truth: they're time sensitive. If you sit on what God gives you, the opportunity will pass to someone else who's ready to move. This is not the time to analyze the assignment, it's the time to activate it. Because revelation without response produces regret. There's a reason the Spirit of God keeps tugging at your heart, keeps reminding you of that thing you keep postponing. That's your divine cue. That's your heaven-sent nudge saying, move before the moment passes. When Noah built the ark, it didn't make sense, but it saved a generation. When Abraham left everything familiar, he didn't have a map, but he walked straight into inheritance. When Esther stood before the king, she didn't know the outcome, but her obedience saved her people. The same God who sustained them will sustain you. Heaven is not calling you to figure it out. Heaven is calling you to step out. You don't need every detail. You just need direction. And I hear the Spirit of the Lord saying, this is not the month for delay. It's the month for divine execution. What you do in this window will determine what heaven releases next. Chosen one, listen carefully. Heaven's clock is ticking, and your yes is the sound it's waiting to hear. There's a harvest tied to your action, a financial transfer tied to your obedience, and a breakthrough tied to your faith. This is your divine activation moment. Your yes will make way for what your prayers have been waiting for. Move, because this time, heaven has already gone ahead of you. Chosen one. You may be saying, but I don't have the resources. The Lord says, resources are never the problem. Obedience is. Heaven doesn't need your abundance. It needs your agreement. The provision has already been assigned to your obedience. Remember the widow at Zarephath? She only had a handful of flour and a little oil. Logic told her it wasn't enough. But when she obeyed the prophetic instruction and baked the cake first, heaven multiplied what she had. Her obedience turned scarcity into supernatural supply. The same principle applies to you in this divine window of November. You may look at your situation and say, I don't have enough to start. But heaven is whispering, start with what you have. When you move, provision meets you on the journey. When you say, yes, doors open that weren't even visible before. Anointed one, God is not asking you to fund the miracle, He's asking you to ignite it. The seed of obedience is the currency of heaven. Your willingness activates divine partnership. You take one step in faith, and heaven takes 10 toward you. I've seen it myself. There were times when I stepped into something with nothing but a word. No plan, no funding, no certainty. Yet each time, something supernatural unfolded. Resources I didn't expect appeared. People I'd never met showed up. Opportunities that were locked suddenly opened. It wasn't coincidence. It was confirmation. Heaven meets motion. Chosen one. That same law is at work in your life. Every step you take in obedience will summon assistance you didn't know existed. Every yes you give will attract divine favor from unseen places. You may not understand how it's going to happen, but you will see that it happens, because obedience always produces evidence. This month, God is saying, I will not finance hesitation, but I will overflow obedience. Heaven will only supply what you're willing to move toward. Every miracle in Scripture followed a moment of action, not a discussion. The walls of Jericho didn't fall because they planned to march. They fell because they marched. And the same applies to you. There is favor waiting for your footsteps, not your fear. There is wealth waiting for your movement, not your worry. Every act of obedience becomes an altar that attracts heaven's abundance. Listen, this November is the month where obedience precedes overflow. You've prayed for the blessing, but the blessing is hidden in the doing. You've been asking for the release, but the release is locked inside your response. The supernatural is being activated over those who move, not the spectators, not the hesitant, not the almost obedient. The ones who hear and act, the ones who step when others sit. Chosen one. Heaven is watching how you respond, not how you reason. The call has gone out, and the trumpet has sounded. You have been chosen for divine execution, not talk, not theory, but impact. You've been saying, "I'll start when I'm ready." But God says, "Start, and I'll make you ready." You've been waiting for clarity, but heaven is waiting for commitment. The longer you delay, the more opportunity drifts past. This month, you're not just being tested in faith, you're being trusted with divine timing. Heaven's supply is moving into alignment with your movement. Each obedient action sends a signal into the Spirit that says, "I am ready." You are not behind, and you are not late. Heaven's plan for you is unfolding exactly on time. This is your moment to step into divine partnership, to activate the supernatural through simple obedience. Anointed one, remember this truth. Delayed obedience is disobedience, and disobedience delays destiny. Heaven cannot release what you refuse to reach for. So reach, move, act, speak, sow, build, obey, because this time heaven is backing every move you make. Chosen one. Every divine assignment comes with a test. Before the crown, there is always a cross. Before elevation, there is always endurance. What you're facing right now is not punishment, it's preparation. God is testing your patience, your focus, your faith, not to break you, but to build you. The shaking you're feeling isn't chaos, it's calibration. Heaven is aligning you for what's about to be released. The pressure you're under is proof that you're close to promotion. I know the weight of it. I've walked through seasons where the warfare was constant, where the silence of God felt unbearable, where every prayer felt like it hit a ceiling. And yet, each of those moments was refining me, not rejecting me. Heaven was sculpting something inside me that only fire could form. Chosen one, that's where you are right now. The heat you feel isn't meant to destroy, it's meant to reveal. God is purifying motives, stripping distractions, and strengthening what can't be shaken. Because where He's taking you next, you can't carry everything you once did. The greater the calling, the greater the testing. Remember, Joseph, before the palace, there was a pit. Before the promotion, there was a prison. But every moment in between was a divine classroom. God used confinement to prepare him for command. That's what He's doing with you. You've been wondering, why is it taking so long? Because God isn't just answering your prayer, He's preparing your character. He's ensuring that when the wealth transfer, the influence, the opportunity, and the visibility arrive, you'll have the spiritual maturity to sustain it. Anointed one, don't despise the pressure. Don't curse the process. It's not delay, it's design. Heaven is establishing strength in you that no storm can undo. You're being prepared to handle the weight of what's coming, the influence, the authority, the divine responsibility. You see, the oil always comes after the crushing. The anointing is produced through what you endure. That's why the warfare has been so specific. The enemy can sense what's about to break open in your life. He's not fighting where you are, he's fighting where you're going. Chosen one, hear this. The opposition is confirmation of your importance. Hell doesn't waste energy on those who pose no threat. If the battle has intensified, it's because heaven is about to announce your next level. So when distractions come, stay focused. When discouragement whispers, stay anchored. When the storm rises, stay obedient. You are doing a great work, and you cannot come down. Every time you remain faithful under pressure, you're proving to heaven that you can be trusted with greater power. This is not a season to retreat, it's a season to reinforce your faith. You're being refined to carry greater revelation. You're being purified to walk in greater authority. Every tear you've cried has watered the soil of your next testimony. Don't let the weight fool you. It's not a burden, it's a badge. It means you're being trusted with something eternal. You've been chosen for assignments that require endurance. God could have given this to anyone, but He chose you because He knows what's in you. Anointed one, you are not breaking down. You are breaking through. What feels like resistance is actually acceleration. What feels like rejection is redirection. What feels like loss is heaven's strategy for positioning. The enemy wanted you to think the delay meant denial, but God says this is divine timing in disguise. You're being positioned for a supernatural promotion that cannot be reversed. The very thing that tried to crush you will become the stage that crowns you. Heaven is saying, stay the course. Don't move off the wall. Don't abandon the assignment. Finish what I gave you. Because when this test is complete, the release will come suddenly, and every ounce of pressure will prove worth it. Chosen one, let this settle in your spirit. The test is proof that transformation is near. You are closer to manifestation than you realize. Heaven is aligning everything behind the scenes. The breaking is birthing, the shaking is shaping, and the waiting is working. Hold steady, because the next sound you hear will be the sound of release. Chosen one, this November is not a season to talk about faith. It is a season to demonstrate it. Heaven is no longer calling for theories or promises. Heaven is calling for proof. Your life has become heaven's platform, your obedience, heaven's strategy, your assignment, heaven's solution to a problem on earth. You were chosen to carry light into dark spaces, to shift atmospheres, to break patterns. You are not random, you are a divine instrument. Everything you've endured was shaping you to reveal heaven's glory in a way only you can. Anointed one, this is the hour of activation. The waiting is over. The praying has prepared you, but now the performance begins. God is saying, rise up, my chosen one, for this is your time to labor, to build, to speak, to lead, to shine. For too long you've said, maybe next year, but heaven says, this year. You've said, maybe later, but God says, now. You've said, I'll start when I'm ready, but heaven whispers, start, and I'll make you ready. The earth is groaning for your unveiling. Everything around you is waiting for your yes. Romans says creation itself waits in eager expectation for the sons and daughters of God to be revealed, and that moment is now. Chosen one, you are not waiting on heaven, heaven is waiting on you. The blueprint has been given, The timing has been released, and the angels have been dispatched. All that remains is your obedience. Because obedience is not just faith in motion, it is destiny in action. I've witnessed this truth unfold in my own life. There were moments when I almost gave up, when doors slammed shut, when people misunderstood, when the assignment felt too heavy. But each time I chose obedience over comfort, heaven responded with increase. When I said yes with trembling hands, God met me with supernatural strength. When I moved without seeing the path, provision appeared under my feet. Chosen one, your obedience carries that same power. The moment you act, the atmosphere shifts. The moment you move, heaven multiplies. The moment you speak, creation aligns. Your yes is a signal that sets divine forces in motion. Heaven is declaring, this is your divine reset. November will open doors that no man can shut. Destinies will realign, delays will dissolve. The anointing for divine wealth transfer, spiritual promotion, and supernatural favor will rest upon those who obey swiftly. This is the month where your faith becomes visible, not in words, but in works. It's the month where heaven rewards movement. As you build, provision will meet you. As you sow, increase will chase you. As you obey, favor will follow you. Anointed one, you've been chosen to demonstrate what divine alignment looks like in human form. You are heaven's evidence, proof that God still speaks, still moves, still elevates. When others see your breakthrough, they will know this was not human strategy. This was divine orchestration. So move boldly, act faithfully, create fearlessly, speak prophetically. Heaven backs you, angels walk with you, the Spirit of God surrounds you. This is not the time for fear, it's the time for fire. Not the time for delay, it's the time for divine execution. Not the time for doubt, it's the time for destiny. Heaven has placed something inside you that earth desperately needs. Your yes carries the weight of eternity. And as you move in obedience this month, your motion will make history. Chosen one, your November assignment is not negotiable. This is your moment to act, and heaven is watching, ready to release everything promised to you the moment you say, "Yes, Lord, I'm ready." Chosen one. Heaven is bearing witness right now. The word has been released, and the transfer has already begun. What you have heard today was not just instruction, it was impartation. You are standing in your Kairos moment, the exact hour heaven ordained for your obedience to collide with divine acceleration. Anointed one, this is your confirmation. The heavens are open, the angels are in motion, and what was once delayed has been set into divine release. You are not waiting for favor. Favor has already located you. You are not praying for breakthrough. Breakthrough has already been activated. Stand still for a moment and feel the shift. The atmosphere around you has changed. Now go forth with confidence. Walk as one who carries the authority of divine assignment. Keep your heart pure, your faith sharp, and your spirit yielded. Stay aligned with heaven's rhythm, and everything connected to your purpose will begin to rise. This is your season to build, to act, to manifest. Chosen one, may the Lord bless your steps, multiply your obedience, and crown this month with divine success. May every seed of faith you plant return as supernatural overflow. You have entered the realm of fulfillment. Your yes has opened the gates. If this message ignited your spirit, share it so the remnant can rise together. Heaven is moving, and you are part of that movement. Go now, Anointed One. Your divine assignment awaits.